Hi, we're on.
Hi everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy week before Thanksgiving.
Yes. Hi, Marie. Thanks for joining. And thanks for everybody for watching this on replay. So, I'm Denise Chicudo.
And I'm Kirsten Cowan.
Welcome to our acupuncture and herbal medicine tips to help you have a happy, healthy, and stress-free or
stress-reduced,
let's be real, Thanksgiving. So, Kirsten, take it away.
Well, in the interest of full disclosure, I do want to just say that I am in fact Canadian, so I'm fairly new to this holiday. Fairly new. I've lived in the U.S. for almost 15 years. So I finally let go of calling it American Thanksgiving, but just a reminder that it is in fact American Thanksgiving. Of course, everything we're going to talk about in the little series of scopes that we're going to do today is applicable for any of the winter holidays celebrated anywhere around the world because they pretty much all involve food, family, and travel. So the first thing that we want to talk about a little bit today is the food part of the upcoming holiday. And for my part, what I really wanted to say is that I think the most important thing to do is to have a plan. Hi, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So whatever it is that you that you need in terms of health, it's up to you to empower yourself to make a plan so that your holiday will fit into that and not derail that. So if you follow a specific diet, either for your health or because you have allergies, it's worth it for you to spend an hour or two in the week before the holiday, so right about now, and think about what you're going to be dealing with if you're going to be traveling, if you're going to be in a situation where you don't have total control over what you're eating. Do you need to pack snacks? Do you need to call ahead to restaurants? Do you need to talk with your host and hostess about what your restrictions are, what your needs are, offer to bring stuff? And for many different types of dietary situations that people find themselves in now in terms of allergies and other food restrictions, there's just been an explosion, I think, recently of understanding and resources and options for folks, whether it's nut allergies or gluten, grain intolerance, vegetarianism. There's someone out there who's ready to help you make your Thanksgiving work for you. And on that note, Denise, I think you have a few things to share with folks.
Yes. So the Gluten-Free Girl and the Chef is a blog where Shauna James, I forget her last name, blogs about with gluten-free recipes, and they've just designed a couple of gluten-free flour mixes, so you can find them online, but they also have an ebook. They used to have an app for Thanksgiving, like a special Thanksgiving app, but now they have an ebook that you can buy that's relatively inexpensive. I think it's like $5 or $6, that gives you recipes and that are wonderful and just like normal Thanksgiving food recipes that you're used to, but gluten-free. I also love Ilana's Pantry. She has a website as well, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about, this is her gluten-free almond flour cookbook.
This book is the bomb, by the way. This is the place I go for recipes for gluten-free or grain-free baking. I find her recipes can't be topped.
Yeah, she's amazing. And I'm going to turn to the really simple pie crust recipe that if you can have almonds, you're golden with this book. So the pie crust recipe is super simple. You just take ground up almonds, which you can buy even at Trader Joe's, just almond meal, sea salt, baking soda, your favorite oil, a little bit of sweetener if you're going to make this for a sweet pie crust, but you don't necessarily need the sweetener if you're making a tart crust for a savory dish. And if it's sweet, you're going to use vanilla extract. You press it into a pie pan, you cook it at 350 for 10 to 15 minutes, and then you add the filling and you bake it for the rest of the time. It's super awesome and easy. And so check out Ilana's Pantry online and her books as well.
I should mention here actually that
Yes,
the
please
links to that, to the blog, to both of the blogs that Denise mentioned, to the pie crust recipe, also to the Alana's carrot almond flour carrot cake recipe. Oops, sorry. That I make. Something I make every year for the holidays. We'll have all of that on our Pinterest board, our Periscope Pinterest board.
Hi, thanks for joining.
Hi, which is connected to Denise's. You can find it on Denise's Chikudo Acupuncture Pinterest board, or the short link to it is bit.ly/Periscope pins. That will take you right there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Everything we're going to talk about, you can find the links there, as well as rebroadcast links for this.
And one more book I'll mention. This is a great book, Real Food All Year by Nishanga Bliss, who I just took a really wonderful winter nutrition class with last weekend. And she's an acupuncturist and nutritionist in Berkeley, California. And check out her book, Real Food All Year, for some really good recipes that you can look at for the different seasons and not just for this season. And I think you want to talk more about your Thanksgiving menu plans.
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about what's on my Thanksgiving menu this year. I'm actually going out of town to a cabin with some friends, something I've wanted to do since moving to Northern California. It means that the Thanksgiving menu has to be simple and easy. I generally do that pretty much every year. I do a grain-free Thanksgiving. Our pleasure for sharing. I do a grain-free Whole Foods Thanksgiving menu every year. One of the things that I think we forget is that the foods, that are traditional at Thanksgiving, many of them, they're based in what's in season, harvest time, harvest festival foods. So it doesn't have to be difficult to make them a healthier version, or a version that fits with your with your dietary restrictions. So this year I'm going to do pretty close to what I've done in past years, which is roasting a whole bird. It's actually a great time of year to get an organic turkey fairly inexpensively in lots of places. I have cooked a heritage turkey in the past. That was fabulous. I did have to special order that from a butcher. And I also had to do a little bit of research, because those pastured or heritage turkeys have a lot more muscle mass and less fat than the sedentary, crammed into little cages turkeys that you might have been used to from the past. So they require adding more fat and cooking them in a slightly different way. I always make potatoes. I love potatoes. Sweet potatoes are a good alternative if folks don't like or don't eat white potatoes. And butternut squash, another great festive holiday dish. That one I just roast it, and then I serve it with sage and browned butter. You could use ghee or coconut oil, whatever the fat of your choice is. Olive oil would be delicious as well. Lots of greens. I find that makes a whole meal much more digestible. I like to slow cook those greens, kale or chard or collard greens, whatever your greens of choice are. And I always conclude with Alana's fabulous almond flour carrot cake recipe. My spouse is actually going to make it this year, cupcake style, because they'll be a little bit more portable.
Yeah.
And we're also going to experiment with a non-dairy coconut cream-based frosting instead of cream cheese, making a completely dairy-free Thanksgiving dinner this year. And I'm probably going to sneak a pumpkin pie in there, because I really, really love pumpkin pie. And I'll definitely be using that almond flour pressed crust that Denise was talking about. I'm going to put links to all these recipes, as well as I can link to my whole collection of Whole Foods holiday recipes, dairy free or low dairy, grain free, sugar-free or low sugar recipes that I've collected over the years, and that I can attest to. So you can look for that on our Pinterest board, bit.ly/Periscope pins.
Yeah, and I think we'll probably have all the links up by the end of today or tomorrow. So keep checking back if you don't see the link you're looking for. I think we have one more thing. A shout out to our TCM 007, Jennifer Dubosky, who is the queen of acupuncture periscoping. She has an article that Kirsten wanted to mention too about cranberries, right?
Yeah, she wrote up a great little article. I just saw her reshare it, and if I haven't already put it on our Periscope pins board, I will do that as soon as we're done here, where she goes through some of the really amazing abilities of cranberries. They're a real powerhouse food. If you only eat them once a year in cranberry sauce, you're missing out on all their potential. And there's lots of amazing recipes out there, tons and tons of them for I know she's fabulous. She's the queen of all social media, that's what I call her. So she wrote up this great article talking about the nutritional and medicinal benefits of cranberries in all their various forms. So take a look at that. I really recommend it, and maybe give opportunity to have a little cranberry related conversation at the dinner table.
Yeah. So I think that's all the things we want to talk about as far as food goes. We'll be back in a little while to talk about how to have your travel be as low stress as possible this Thanksgiving. And so check back in a few minutes for that scope. And also, we should just mention our websites. I'm Denise Chicuto. My website is... Oh, thank you for watching. We appreciate you. My website is cicutoacupuncture.com. Thanks for the hearts. And Kirsten's website is?
I am Angelica and Peony, and that's angelicaandpeony.com, where you can find my blog, more information about me, and all of my my products that I make and sell.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.